Hi, and welcome to the business of being a virtual assistant. I'm your host, Tiffany Parson, and this is episode number 175. All right, let me just let you know where I am personally this morning. First of all, I'm off because it's not morning. Second of all, it has been a crazy couple of weeks, okay? We wrapped up our 30 days of reading. I have a whole new book. I introduced it in the last episode, and let me go ahead and let you know what we are reading for our next 30 days. I will post the event on Facebook. So I'm going to give you another week to get your book because I just introduced it last week. So we're reading Power of Broke by Daymond John. Be sure to listen to episode number 174 to hear how I even got to this particular book. It was not planned. It just happened right as I was recording last week's podcast. So you'll see that if you watch that particular episode called Are You Hungry? So last week, I did something totally outside of my comfort zone. And I'm still recovering from it and kind of on cloud 9 about it still. It's something that I've always wanted to do. Anytime I heard that someone got this, I would always think, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. It's something I've always wanted to do. However, there was something blocking me from doing it. So I never did it. I just, kind of on the sidelines cheering other people on who were doing it, but was not in a position to do it myself. The question I want to ask you this week is, what's your blocker? What's in the way of you doing something that you've always wanted to do? Now, this is not so businessy this week. Maybe it's not related to business. Maybe it's personal. I'll tell you this. Your personal spills over into your business. If there's something you've always wanted to do from a personal standpoint and you do it, it gives you courage. It gives you a boost. Like I said, I'm still floating on cloud 9 about this. And it's because I did it. It's because I didn't take the time to sit and make a pros and cons list or to overanalyze why this was just not a good time. Imagine you're having a conversation about something you've always wanted to do on Thursday, and you're doing it on Tuesday. So that leaves you Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days in between. Not a whole lot of time to talk yourself out of it. What is it that you've always wanted to do, but you have not done? I challenge you. And I may have said this last week. I don't remember. Because I knew about it then, but I wasn't ready to talk about it then. But I challenge you to go for it. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how long you've been doing it or what you feel you lack. Don't worry about that. Go for it anyway. Go for it anyway. So here's what I went for. I went for lifeguard certification. Since I was a kid, I always wanted to be a lifeguard. I liked how they managed the pool. I liked how they had everything under control in regards to the pool and how everyone felt safe because the lifeguard was there. You just knew you were in good hands because the lifeguard was there. And for some crazy reason, I thought you had to be on the swim team at the time to be a lifeguard. Little did I know that was not true. For some reason, I thought you had to dive down into 15 feet of water and pull something out. That was not the case. The pool at the YMCA that I go to doesn't even have 15 feet, so how could that even be a requirement? It only goes to 7.5. I'm used to 10 feet of water. That's what I learned in, up to 10 feet. So 7.5 is no big deal at all. The main thing that had been in my way all this time, can you guess? Hair. My hair was the blocker. If you know anything about hair, if you've got chemicals in your hair, like a relaxer, and chlorine, they don't really go good together, because the chlorine can cause your hair to break off if it's relaxed, because of the chemical. Chemical plus chemical equals hair could break off. Take that away. I no longer have any chemicals in my hair, no relaxer. It's been over a year. Now, okay, it's a box. Now, I have no blocker. My hair was not a blocker. But because something that I wanted to do was not at the forefront of my mind, I hadn't thought about it in years. Until someone in my group fitness class said that she was going for the lifeguard training. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is so exciting. That is something that I've always wanted to do. And someone else says, well, hey, Tiffany, are you going to do it? You should do it. And I just pushed it in the back of my mind, because I'm thinking, here I am making up reasons, pushed it in the back of my mind, thinking, oh, they probably already signed up. You probably already have to be registered. Excuse. You see yourself in this? What's your blocker? What are the excuses that you're putting on it that nobody, where did you find that information? It's nowhere. So guess what? The next day I happened to see the person or a few days later, I happened to see the person that's in charge of the lifeguard training. And I just mentioned that we were talking about her and how I always wanted to do lifeguard training. And she's like, Tiffany, you should do it. We're going to start next Tuesday. Can you come? It's going to be, what time? Well, what time do you need it to be? Before I knew it, you guys, I was signed up for lifeguard certification training. You have no idea what you can do until you do it. I had made all these excuses. I had allowed my hair to get in the way and other excuses after my hair could no longer be an excuse. The training was 3 days, y'all. It wasn't even months and months and months and months and months. And I've already told you, we didn't have to jump down into 15 feet because the pool doesn't even have 15 feet. What is it that's getting in the way of you doing what it is that you know you can do, that you want to do, that's within reach, that you just have got to extend yourself in order to grab it? If it's like mine, something that is personal, the feeling that you have once you accomplish it is going to spill over into your business. It's going to spill over into your life, and vice versa. If there's something in your business that's been holding you back, and you let go of these excuses that you've told yourself, that nobody told you, that is not on any, FAQ page or anywhere like that. It's just something you came up with. If you eliminate that and extend yourself, the feeling you'll have after you've accomplished that thing, powerful. Nothing like it. I feel so accomplished, charged up, excited as a result of getting that certification, as a result of getting up early before opening my business, before starting on client projects, to do that. As a result of that, now I want to make it a part of my daily life. What does that mean? What does that look like? That looks like getting up earlier in the morning. That looks like adding swimming twice a week to my exercise routine, on top of exercising twice a week in group fitness classes, for a total of 4 days of exercise. getting up early, adding swimming to the routine. This morning, alarm went off 5:15 and it did go off again at 6. But I made it. I got up at 6. I got up at 6. Got ready and headed to the Y because now I want to do laps. Now I want to see how many laps I can do. I want to push myself. What else can I do from a physical standpoint, from a mental standpoint, business-wise? What else can I do? The thought comes to mind that we can no longer be afraid of things that are not meant for us to be afraid of. You are more than a conqueror. Why do we let things that don't even exist? It's not even reality. Our excuses aren't even reality. We let that get in the way. What are you letting get in the way that's not reality in your business? What clients are you wanting to work with that you're afraid to work with because you don't think you're good enough? And maybe it's because somewhere back in your subconscious, you experienced somebody telling you you weren't going to be anything, you are not good enough, or maybe you were picked on because you were the smart kid in the class, but you got picked on. And so you don't want people to know that you're smart or that you are, wherever you are, experienced, knowledgeable. You have dimmed the light on yourself. No more. No more. Free yourself. Don't let age stop you. Don't let time constraints stop you. Don't let money stop you. Extend yourself. Extend. You see, when I asked the person that's doing the lifeguard training, I didn't even ask actually, I just mentioned it and I'm just, sharing what we had talked about a few days before in casual conversation. That's extending. See, I could have just passed her in the hallway. I could have just said hello. I could have not said anything about the lifeguard training at all because she didn't know that deep down, I wanted to get the certification from a long time ago, from being a kid learning to swim, being a kid, being a part of camp. Way back when I wanted to do this. But I extended myself and I shared and I let her know that. And as a result of my extending, I got something that I've always wanted. Starting a business was a no-brainer for me. I recognize starting a business may not be a no-brainer for you. Changing the type clients you work with, no-brainer for me. That might not be a no-brainer for you. To switch from working with accountants to now working with creatives might be scary because deep down inside, you're a creative. You're one of them. And you want to offer your services to them. But you're afraid that you're not good enough. Oh, you're good enough. The fact that it came to your mind, came to your heart, you have that desire, you're good enough. You have enough. You got what you need. You probably got experience on top of that. Did you hear what I said? You are enough, you have enough, and you probably have experience on top of that. Do you know how many times people walk into situations that they don't have any experience in, but they want it? They're hungry for it. So they're willing to learn. They're willing to put in extra time that nobody sees for them to catch up. They're willing to put in the work that nobody sees so they can figure things out when everybody is gone. They're willing to do what it takes for what they want. This goes back to last week. Are you hungry? It also goes into the book that we're going to be reading, Power of Broke by Daymond. We're going to talk about that more. Today, I just simply want to challenge you to go back, way back. What's the thing you've wanted to do, but you've let something block? You've had excuses that just got in the way. Let me be the example. I stepped out. I did it. Was I nervous? Yes. Had I been practicing beforehand? No. As a matter of fact, let me tell you this. As a matter of fact, y'all, I wasn't even breathing right. The first 2 days, I was not breathing right. If you know anything about swimming, you're supposed to inhale when you're up above the water and let it all out when you're under the water. How do you let it out? Bubbles. You blow bubbles. Come on up. Inhale. Blow your bubbles. What was I doing? Inhale. Hold your breath. Inhale. Hold your breath. You try to do that. You got to release the air at some point. You got to exhale, right? I wasn't doing it for the first 2 days. And I was exhausted. However, on the last day, guess what I did? Wednesday. Tuesday, I just thought, I need to figure out my breathing. I'm not really sure. I need to, figure it out. Wednesday came and I was like, okay, wait a minute. Something's not right here. I got to figure this out. And I thought it was just endurance. Because I'm swimming halfway and then I got to stop and switch my moves. I thought it was an endurance thing. I would figure out my breathing thing. So guess where I went? Google. Yes, I Googled breathing exercises for swimming. And, it'll pop up different articles, videos. I needed to see it because I thought they were going to give me exercises to practice. So, because surely it's something related to that. I need endurance and holding my breath, all this stuff. And that's where on the video I saw the girl blow, exhale the bubbles. And then it all came rushing back from swim lessons from 40 plus years ago. Oh, duh. I got to let the air out. And guess what? On the third day, oh my goodness, I was able to do the different jumps that we have to do to get into the water. I was able to do the different type rescues with no problems. Why? I could breathe. I could breathe. The other days, I couldn't breathe. I'm focusing on the rescue and the jump and this and that, but at the same time, I'm trying to figure out how to hold my breath and do all this at the same time. It wasn't working. Woo! But the third day, oh my gosh, you guys, I couldn't wait to get in the water. And let me tell you something else besides the Googling that I did. And it might sound crazy, but this speaks to extending. This speaks to being hungry. This speaks to going after what you want. It also shows you my approach. So if this happens in personal life, this is going to happen in business as well. So once I got the video and realized I'm breathing wrong, it's not endurance, you're doing it wrong. Oh, you got the holding your breath down pat. Imagine doing laps on a pool. I don't know the length of the pool at the Y, but it goes from 3 feet to 7.5. Imagine the length, and there's 4.5 and 5.5 in the middle. Imagine the length of the pool, and I am inhale, hold your breath, inhale, hold your breath for I don't know how many laps, at least 6. Oh, so I got the holding your breath down pat. So when I saw the video of the girl, she's like, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, blowing the bubbles. Seeing her do it wasn't enough. I had to do it myself. So I went and I have this big Tupperware bowl. Filled it up with water. Got my goggles on. See, sometimes we got to practice when nobody's around. Sometimes you got to tinker. My tech people, you got to tinker when nobody's around. My creative people, you got to make things messy when nobody's around. Goggles on, big old Tupperware bowl. I stuck my head in it. I'm like, I lifted up, inhale, blew in the water. Inhale, blew in the water. Did that enough till I felt comfortable. So when the next day came, this is why I was ready. Not only had I figured out what I was doing wrong, not only did I see it on the video, but I went ahead and practiced it myself as well so I could be ready. So now, after passing the certification, when I show up to do my exercises on Tuesday and Thursday, to do my laps early in the morning when people are still asleep, I can't wait to get in because I'm so happy and grateful that I figured out how to breathe. And all I can do is laugh at myself because you know about the bubbles. That's what I was saying to myself. Tiffany, you know about the bubbles. You know about that. I had forgotten all about it. I was rusty, but I got it in time. So see, you don't have to be perfect going in. You don't have to know all the answers going in. You're going in to learn. You're going in to experience. You're going in to accomplish your goal. So share with me in the comments, what is it that you're going to go set out to do? Whether it's a business goal, a personal goal, whatever kind of goal it is, what are you going to do? That you're leaving behind the blockers, you're leaving behind your excuses, and you're just going to extend yourself. Share with me in the comments. If you're listening to this, just the audio, then what I want you to do when you get somewhere secure, when you get back to your computer, don't forget, head on over to the Facebook page and let me know there. You go to facebook.com/TBBVA. That stands for the Business of Being a Virtual Assistant. And if you're already on the Facebook page, be on the lookout. I'm going to set up the event for our 30 days of reading. Go ahead and order your book now, Power of Broke by Daymond John. That's what we're going to read. Got to get the schedule all together for us. I'm going to give you another week to order your book, and then we're off. And I'll explain how it all works next time. I think I have talked your head off enough, but I want to hear your story. I want to hear how this has helped you and what you're going to do as a result of listening to this episode. If you're not on our VIP list, go ahead and hop on that. If you're already on your phone, go ahead and text 33777. You're going to text the words VA START. All together, VA for Virtual Assistant START. VA START. Thanks so much. You have a wonderful and fantastic day.